A lot of you guys keep up with car news, and I'm sure if you've been following Acura, they said that there will not be a third generation TLX, okay, because the first generation came out in 2015, and then I think we got this one in 2021. So yeah, that would put us at the third generation. But a lot of sources said that this car was not selling well, and because of that, Acura was going to discontinue it. But based on some research I did, they're saying there will be a third generation TLX. Of course, this was not confirmed by Honda or Acura, but several sources saying that this car will be redesigned and there will be a third generation. And I'm not sure if they redesign this car, if it's going to retain the name TLX, because let's be real, the new Integra, this was supposed to have been the new ILX, okay, but they decided to change the name to Integra at the last minute, which I think is great. I always love it when they bring back old names. So I'm guessing if they redesign this to stay in line with the new Integra, it would be cool if they brought back an old name, like let's say Vigor, for example. Okay, if they redesign this into the third generation TLX, it could become the second generation Vigor. Okay, or hell, even the Legend. Let me know what you think if they redesigned this car and named it the Legend. Because I think the last year for the Vigor was what, 94? 94 or 95? I think it was 94. That was the last year for the Vigor. So yeah, if they named this redesigned TLX the Vigor, it will become the second generation Vigor. And I think that would be pretty cool, because it would stay in line with the Integra. And, they're bringing back the Prelude too. So yeah, they're bringing back all these old names. I guess we just got to sit back and see what happens. But they are saying this car is getting a redesign. So they released some pretty interesting concepts. I think it would be cool to see what design language they adopt for a redesigned TLX. So we'll just have to sit back and see how that turns out. So here we have an ADX. And since these came out, I have yet to see one on the road. Let me know in your area if you see any of these on the road. Now, I do see RDXs and, of course, MDXs and hell, even ZDXs, but I don't see these on the road. I guess they're still too new. I keep an eye peeled, but yeah, I haven't seen any of these. That's actually a pretty steep price. Uh, yeah, all their little BS add-ons, all the little dealer BS add-ons. Now, I know a lot of people think that, you can get these a lot cheaper, but I walked around this entire lot and I have yet to see one below $40,000. The Integras are going for about 38. So I was expecting this to be about maybe 39 or 40. I haven't seen any lower than that. So these are pretty pricey. And if it came down to it, if I was in the market for an SUV like this, I'll just get the RDX. On camera, they look similar in terms of size, but the RDX is bigger than this. And I think it's just an overall better value. With this, you're getting if you guys can see that, with this, you're getting a 190 horsepower, 1.5 liter turbo 4-cylinder engine with a CVT. And I wasn't expecting to see that, but it is what it is, I guess. Here's a 2025 RDX with super handling all-wheel drive. And with all the dealer add-ons, this one is $52,000. $52,000. Now, I remember not too long ago, actually, $52,000 was MDX territory. But now you're getting these little RDXs. Well, they're not too little, but I mean, they're not big either. I sat in one and yeah, they're okay. I would want something a little bigger, but not too long ago, I mean, $52,000, that was MDX territory. But now you're paying that for a little RDX. See what I mean? Okay, and it's unlocked. Not bad looking, but I want something a little more spacious. Yeah, so you guys let me know if you could justify spending $52,000 for an RDX. Because as you know, when it's all said and done, it's gonna be more than 52. It's gonna be more like $55,000. Okay, so here we have another TLX, and this is really an attractive sedan. So I'm eager to see what they could come up with for another generation. But let's check out the price. So we have here a 2025 TLX with the tech package. And after all the little BS add-ons, they're talking $52,000. So, yeah, I mean, I actually like the way this looks. $52,000. I mean, I guess that's better than what you would get from other luxury brands. You go to Audi, BMW, wherever else, you're going to pay a lot more for a mid-size sedan from any of the German brands. So let me know, would you take this over a Lexus ES? would you take a TLX over a Lexus ES? Because I'm thinking the Lexus ES is the closest competitor to the TLX. Sure, the TLX is going to be a lot sportier than the ES, and the ES is going to have a lot more space on the inside than the TLX. Because I'm going to be honest with you, the TLX is a little cramped on the inside. As a matter of fact, the Integra has more space on the inside than the TLX, if you can believe that. It's a little more cramped than it should be. So if they do make a third generation, I'd like to see them enlarge the interior. Maybe in the next redesign, they could give us Lexus ES levels of interior space, because the Lexus ES has a lot of space on the inside for its price point. Okay, so here we have more of the new ADXs, and we have a ZDX on the end. So we'll take a look at that ZDX. So this is like an A spec right here. I like this color. This is a nice color. But again, I don't see these on the road, so I'm guessing they're still a little too new. So we'll give it a few months and see what happens. But anyway, it's a 2025 ADX A spec, and again, $45,000. So you guys let me know if you see any ZDXs on the road. I see quite a few, and I actually think they look nice. I like the way they look. They share a lot of components with the GM electric EVs. This is actually a 2024 ZDX Type S. And if you guys can see that, that's over 80 grand. Okay, so 80,700 and some change for a 2024 ZDX. Okay, so we have here an MDX with super handling all-wheel drive. Now, I'm sure this is going to be a pretty penny because they're pushing all of their models up market. So, all right, 2026, and this one's $77,000. So, there's all the little BS add-ons. So, yeah, definitely a pretty penny with these MDXs. Here we have a 2026 super handling all-wheel drive A-Spec with the advanced package, and this one is 79,000. All right, so like I said, when it's all said and done, this is gonna be well over $80,000. So you guys let me know if you could justify spending that amount for an MDX. And mind you, it's an A-Spec. It's not a Type S. It's just an A-Spec, and that's really more or less an appearance package type thing. So over 80 grand for a non-S type. I'm sorry, for a non-Type S MDX. Let me know if you guys could justify that. So as you guys know, when I visit these car dealerships, I like to pick the brains of the salesmen and ask them questions and all that stuff. So I asked one of the gentlemen if he know anything about the upcoming TLX, the third generation, and he's saying that he was told the TLX is going to be discontinued. So that's what he's saying. But from other sources, they said there will be a third generation. So we don't know for sure. It's still up in the air. So I guess we just got to sit back and see what happened. But like I said, none of this was confirmed by Acura. Okay, they never came out and said there was going to be a new TLX. Just several sources, credible sources over the internet, was saying that it was getting a redesign. So no one knows for sure. And I mean, he was a younger kid. He wasn't really into cars. He's just saying that's what he was told by his higher ups, that this car is going to be discontinued, and it was going to get one more model year as a last ride, quote unquote, and then after that it was going away. So pretty much it's going to have a 2026 model year, which I think these are. Let's see if these are 2026s. No, these are still 2025s. So pretty much one more model year, then after that is going to be discontinued. That's what he's saying, but we don't know for sure, so we just got to sit back and see what happens. But that's it for this video. You guys let me know what you think, and I'll be making more car dealership videos. So until next time, you guys take care.